If you want to experience customers' traffic in your egg roll selling spot, then you need this recipe. I almost gave up on egg roll daily production due to easy spoilage, short shelf life, and leftovers. But with this recipe, I was able to retrace and found what I was doing wrongly, corrected myself, and my egg roll business was revived and has never remained the same. And now, I have decided to share all the ingredients and processing strategies that gives me this yummy, lasting, crusty and quality egg roll result. Apart from good looking and mouth-melting property of this egg roll, you will learn many other egg roll processing lessons like knowing the type of egg to use, when to use baking powder or yeast in your egg roll production, what makes your egg roll to break and open during frying, and finally, how to fry your egg roll effectively. Ooh! If this video interests you to watch, simply hit the like button and let's begin immediately. Alright people, let's begin with the eggs. And hey, if you are into daily making of egg rolls for business, I have this advice for you. Number 1, do not use a freshly laid egg for your egg roll. No, don't do it. Freshly laid egg can be very difficult and frustrating to peel, giving you an unprofessionally looking peeled eggs that can attract complaints for your customers. It is better you buy your eggs and store a week before the date of your egg roll production. Using eggs that is less than 4 days old in your egg roll production would definitely give you a peeling stress. So I took out the needed eggs and preserved the other ones without washing for subsequent use. Please note that you are not to wash the egg you want to store. Wash only the one you want to use per time. Washing eggs before storage reduces the shelf life of the egg. Yes, when you wash your egg, you remove the protective layer of the egg unknowingly to you, known as cuticle, exposing the eggs to microbial attack or even dehydration that can lead to spoilage. And having said that, welcome to egg roll production business. So at this point, we are boiling the eggs in hot water for 8 minutes. After cooking, scoop into a room temperature water and allow to cool down a bit before peeling. Now, come, let's peel the eggs together so that I will show you what I mean by using an oldly laid egg in your egg roll production. Now, can you see how easy this egg is peeling? It is peeling with ease, no problem. Just look at it, so smooth, so fine. Yes, you can only achieve this when your eggs are old, when your eggs are up to 4 days, 5 days, 1 week, or even 2 weeks. The older the eggs, the better the peels. But if for any reason you couldn't find out the date the egg was produced, I will strongly advise that you add some salt to your water, boil it together with the egg for easier peeling. Now set the egg aside for now. Let's move into the second step, which is mixing our flour into an egg roll dough. And to do that, 4 cups of flour was added into our bowl, and into the flour, other dry ingredient was added, namely 2 sachets of a non-dairy milk powder, or any milk brand at all, be it filled or full cream milk powder. You can simply measure 2 tablespoons to equate these 2 sachets of milk powder. Addition of milk powder to egg roll is not compulsory but necessary because it does 2 major work to your egg roll quality. Number 1, it enriches the quality of your egg roll with protein. Secondly, promotes an attractive browning appearance through Maillard reaction. Okay, now the next dry ingredient we'll be adding is half tablespoon of baking powder. Please permit me to say this. As far as quality and standard egg roll is concerned, please use baking powder instead of yeast. I will tell you why later in this video, so keep watching. Next, half cup of sugar. Sugar is added for sweetness and effective all-round browning. When it comes to sugar, I recommend you should add as much or as little as you can, depending on whom your customers are. An egg roll sold in a children-dominated area should be more sweeter than that of the adults. Next, 1 tablespoon of salt. Yes, this is the last bus stop of all the 5 dry ingredients. So gently mix to homogenize every part of these ingredients. Now comes the very crucial step of this production unit process, which involves the crumbling of our shortening. And to do that, add 40 grams of the margarine into your flour mixture. And with the help of your finger, rub through the margarine and the flour. Mix and crumble until all part is nicely combined. After that, repeat this crumbling process with your egg as well. And to that, I'll be cracking 2 eggs into the flour mixture. I will also take my time to mix these until they combine properly and become a crumb. Someone visited me during this production and was like, why should I be using egg and milk in an egg roll production since it is a commercial egg roll? That I should simply use a liquid condensed milk flavor to replace the milk, do away with the egg, that is not important. And I laughed. Now listen, when it comes to egg roll, I don't compromise standard. Reason is that egg roll lasts for just 1 day and you cannot preserve your egg roll. I will love to make it in a way that customer will love it and buy more. So that instead of having a leftover egg roll, I will instead have a turnover. Yes, it is better to sell your egg roll with a turnover instead of a leftover. So my dear people of God, I refuse to yield to that advice because I was once a victim of an egg roll leftover. The experience is not funny at all. See, if your egg roll is nice and you are consistent with that quality, you can even sell more than 100 pieces every day. But the real problem is, can they find a good one? And that is why you have Salope's Kitchen. Anyway, let's add a cup of water into our flour mixture and begin to mix them to come together. Now, if you have a spiral mixer, please don't hesitate to use it at this point for this mixing purpose. But if you don't, you can either use your hand or use a spatula just the way I am doing right away. We are not just mixing these doughs to come together, but we are also kneading them as well to obtain a very smooth and soft texture. While we are doing that, let me tell you the reason why I said, if you are looking for quality, go for baking powder based egg roll instead of the yeasted one. The reason is for crusty texture, donability, appearance, taste and flavor, and longer shelf life. I will talk about the last 2 right now, while the first 3 we wait until when our egg roll is ready, so that you can see it with your 2 eyes, okay? The baking powder egg roll is tastier and has a good mouth melting property, unlike the yeasted one. Speaking about the flavor, when yeast is used, the yeast flavor will always mask and overshadow the presence of every other ingredient added, making their flavor unnoticed. Baking powder is neutral and it allows every ingredient flavor to shine in an egg roll mixture. Now, speaking about the shelf life, yeast on its own is not just a shelf life reducer but a killer. That is why you cannot find any yeasted product in the market that lasts for more than 1 week, not to talk of egg roll. And that is the reason why when you produce egg roll in the morning, in the evening of that day, you discover that the egg roll has started developing a foul smell, which is very, very unpleasant to your customers. But baking powder based egg roll can even last till the next day, depending on the storage condition. So with this few points of mine, I hope I've been able to convince you and not to confuse you that baking powder based egg roll is better than yeasted egg roll in terms of quality. Though if your customers are the type that like it big, then you must go for yeast egg roll, because baking powder based egg roll usually comes small. You must balance the truth. So if you are looking for quality egg roll, go for baking powder based egg roll. And if you are looking for quantity, they like it big, then use yeast so that it will be big for them and you too will make money. I hope it is clear. Good. Now, while I was explaining, please, I hope you noticed that I added a little bit of water and a drop of liquid milk flavor. Do you also notice that I have been pounding my dough, beating and grinding it even up till now, just to get a very smooth texture? Now, these are unique steps you must not neglect if you want to get your egg roll right. Just look at that. Very smooth, soft, sticky, and stretchy. At this point, all the gluten content of the dough has been properly activated. And if your egg roll has been breaking into two or open mouth whenever you are frying it on your fire, then you have not been kneading your egg roll this way. And that is simply the reason why. I hope you are schooling. You are schooling, eh? And you have not liked this video. Why? Come on, you can do better. Please like this video. Subscribe for more, because we don't just show you how to do it, but we also help you understand the process. So the dough is very sticky and soft at this point, so you needed some flour. Always make out an extra flour anytime you want to make an egg roll so that you don't get stranded along the line. Good. Now we're gonna divide the dough into 11 equal parts because we are making 11 egg roll. 10 was an order by customer and the other one is a testing. Of course, now we have to test it. Or don't you think so? So if you have a scale, I advise you put the whole dough in a scale, then divide the weight of the dough by the number of the egg roll you want to make, at this case 11, so that you know the weight of each of the dough that you will cut, so that you don't cheat any of your customer, okay? But if you don't have a scale, you can just estimate or divide it with your eyes, just the way I've just done, okay? Good. Now, on a norm, 500 grams of flour is for 10 egg roll. But because we've been using extra flour for knead out, it contributes to the quantity of the dough, okay? So that is how we are able to get 11 for our egg. At this point, I will also want to advise that you should not wrap all your egg roll before frying. Wrap the quantity you want to fry at a go, except if your frying pot is the type that can contain all the egg roll. Now, in that case, you will wrap everything and fry everything. But if not, wrap as you fry, okay? And the wrapping process is just very easy and very simple. You just pick a dough, then flatten the dough, add in your boiled and deshelled egg, right? Then use the dough to engulf the egg, yes. So once you cover it up, you can just cut out any part that is in excess and then make it smooth, either with your hand or on the table. Very simple. And to fry, I will be reusing this oil and it is less than 1 liter. So once the oil is semi-hot, I begin to drop my egg roll. Now, there are rules that govern egg roll frying. And the chief of them all is the use of low or medium heat temperature. As long as you're deep frying your egg roll, you do not need to increase your heat. It is also advisable to use a heat source that allows you to adjust your temperature while you monitor it, so that when the heat is too high for your egg roll, you adjust it to low, and when it is too low, you increase it a little bit. Yes. And when it comes to egg roll frying, actually, I don't like using the word frying. I love using the word cooking. Yes, I cooked my egg roll in my hot oil using a medium-low heat, and it takes about 10 to 12 minutes with interval stirring for a batch of egg roll to be fully cooked in your oil. When you stir, you allow it to boil a bit on a particular side before you flip to other side. Another rule you should observe is spacing rule. Allow the egg roll to have some space in your oil. Don't compress them by loading too much egg roll in the oil. Like adding 6 egg roll here will be a very big problem for the egg roll, and it will not come out this round. Okay, it's one of the things that makes people egg roll don't come out this round. Yes, just look at this now. Our egg roll is ready. Now look at it. Look at the crust, the crusty texture. This is an evidence that your egg roll is a quality one. Yes, it is actually a vibe of outer crispiness on the outer part of the egg roll and soft melting on the inner part. I watch my customers eating this egg roll and we are groaning because it was too nice. Check out the color. Okay, the appearance. This is where the milk amino acid reacted in a Maillard reaction. Yes, with reducing sugar. Let me not bore you with all that. Let's check the inside of the egg roll. Look at it. Oh my God, what is this? Egg roll is 100% cooked and done on the inside. No story, no mistake. So soft, it is so soft on the inside and crusty at the outside. If you are eating this kind of egg roll, every bite of this egg roll counts in your mouth. And nobody buy just one of this egg roll, no. Except maybe they want to try it for the first time, but after that, they buy 2, they buy 3, they place an order. When they have an occasion, they will come and book you to supply to them. Even apprentices, they save their money all the time to come and buy your egg roll. They will always prefer to eat your egg roll than normal food. Others will pay transport to come and buy your egg roll. Just be disciplined with your recipe and be consistent and come out every day. Biting the egg with the fleshy part of the egg roll is an experience of its own, and the yummibility of the egg roll is raised to a power of 20. If you know, you know. Okay, now the next is just for me to package the egg roll. Yes, I'll just package them, seal them in a nylon, and boom, I will send it off to them. I want to say thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe to this channel. Salpe's Kitchen will go all the way to help you understand your baking process, also help you solve your baking challenges. That is why you need to subscribe. See you in the next one.